Raw Fool TV.
What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. All right, so before I get into this video, shout out to the brother Lawrence for the donation to the channel via the Cash App, and he wanted me to do a video on what if Charles Oakley was traded to Detroit, and I'm assuming you mean the Detroit Pistons. Charles Oakley, of course, was originally drafted by the Chicago Bulls. I believe he was drafted, I want to say he was drafted the same year that Michael Jordan was drafted, or the next year. It was either 84 85. But anyway, he spent the first couple years of his career playing with Michael Jordan, and he was essentially Michael Jordan's enforcer on the Chicago Bulls. And the year before he was traded to the New York Knicks, he was actually having, I think, possibly the strongest season of his career. I think he was averaging 13 points and 13 rebounds playing center for the Chicago Bulls. And that last month of the 87-88 season, he was playing at an all-star level. I want to say like the last month of the season, he might have been averaging something like 15 and 16 rebounds, 15 and 16. One of the last games he played, I think the next last game he played for the Bulls, he had 30, I think it was 35 rebounds in the game, which is the second highest total in Bulls history behind Tom Boerwinkel's 37. But anyway, he was traded June 27th, 1988 to the New York Knicks for Bill Cartwright. And he was traded by Chicago because the Bulls needed a scoring center. You know, Oakley was not much of a scorer. They needed somebody that could score to combat scoring centers of the Detroit Pistons and other teams. And also with Horace Grant developing at power forward, they felt that Oakley was expendable. So he went to New York Knicks, played there for 10 years, was an All-Star in '94. Although I think his '88 season was better than his '94 season, playing with Mike. Went to an NBA Finals in '94, came up short, and had a really good career that lasted for, I think, 19 years. But if he went to the Detroit Pistons, well, on paper, he would have been a good fit for the Detroit Pistons. An enforcer. We all know Charles Oakley was one of the toughest guys around. So just by his personality and nature and his physicality, he would have been a good fit for the Detroit Pistons. And, I don't know exactly, considering he was a starter with the Chicago Bulls, I don't know how that would work with Detroit. Lambeer was the center, and the power forwards were Sally. Their core already was kind of loaded. Like you had at center, what was it? Lambeer and James Edwards, and the power forwards were generally Rick Mahorn, Sally. Rodman was kind of the. So I don't know if there would have been a lot of room for him on that squad. So from a physical perspective and an enforcer perspective, and as far as his game, he would have been a pretty good fit on that team. Um, but this is the problem. I don't see him playing for the Detroit Pistons for very long because look, I'm not saying that they were like this is a buddy league like today, kumbaya, but it's well known that Michael Jordan and Charles Oakley are friends, right? Close friends. Now it's one thing for that era. Look, we friends, but we out here. We're going to compete. If you go into the rim, I'm going to foul you. That's just how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take it easy on you because we cool. However, Charles Oakley knows that Isaiah Thomas is a bitch ass nigga. You see it today in the interviews. He don't like Isaiah Thomas. I cannot see Charles Oakley being on that team and hearing how they talking about Mike and him being cool with some of the shit they probably would like plan on doing. Like literally they built their defensive schemes to stop Mike, but also to punish Mike. I don't know if Oak would have felt right being on a team like that. I could see Oakley getting into it with Isaiah Thomas from the get go. I could see him getting into it with Isaiah Thomas from the get go, getting into fights and practices, having an all out fucking fight with the Pistons front court. And when I say front court, I mean all the motherfuckers. Like Oakley versus Isaiah Thomas and Sally and Lambert ain't gonna want no parts of him really. Lambert gonna talk tough, but he ain't gonna really do shit. I can see him punching Lambert in his fucking mouth. Um, that's just how I see it, honestly. So what I'm saying is I can see Charles Oakley being traded there, not really getting many minutes, and being traded away from the team by the All Star break. That's what I pretty much see. Like if you insert him in a video game or something, yeah, he'd be a good fit. But these aren't ornaments. These aren't video game characters. These are real people with real emotions and real opinions and real feelings. And personality wise, I don't see Isaiah Thomas and Charles Oakley, and for that matter, Bill Laimbeer. I don't see them playing on the same team together. No, sir. I don't see it. But, that's just my opinion, man. But tell me what you guys think.